You and your developers want to code together. They want to do this from IntelliJ, from Eclipse, and from VS Code. Heck, some may even need to do it from a browser on a phone. For you, we made CodeTogether. CodeTogether allows you to live share your IDEs and see changes in real time. All of the language intelligence in your IDE is available remotely, from advanced code assistance to validation and quick fixes. Guests in the session can run tests and analyze the results locally. Any console output generated while running applications is shared, and guests can also execute commands in shared terminals. When you're ready to deploy your application, you can share a server that's running locally to expose it on your guests' machines, where they can test it themselves. All this with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your code is never exposed and never leaves your system. For even deeper collaboration, you can augment your coding sessions with audio, video, screen sharing, and a text chat. If you prefer a private solution, use our on-premises distribution, which will provide all these features behind your firewall. Once you have the plugin installed, it takes only seconds to start a session and set what access guests will have. With CodeTogether Teams, teammates can join by accepting invites directly in their preferred IDEs. Guests can also join by simply visiting the session URL in a browser. When you host a session with CodeTogether, all files in the host's workspace become immediately accessible to everyone else in the session. The workspace stays on the host machine. Unlike a cloud IDE or a Git handover sequence, tedious synchronization with a remote server is not required. Let a colleague host to get immediate access to their workspace. When coding together, we made it real easy to change drivers. Anyone can just start typing to start driving, and there's no handover sequence. And if more than one developer needs to code in the same file at the same time, well, that just works. Jump to a personal room if you'd like to code or even just browse independently. Others can join your room and follow along. A single session can have multiple groups of developers, all working independently of each other. No matter what IDE they use, guests have access to coding assistance like content assist, validation, quick fixes, and rename refactoring, to name a few. The intelligence for these capabilities comes from the host IDE, so they can do all this even in a browser. Use hyperlink and symbol-based navigation to browse through the codebase, and call and type hierarchies to analyze your code. You even have access to a workspace-wide file content search. Host terminals are shared, and guests can request write access to them. Once granted, they can type and execute commands in these terminals themselves. Guests can run applications exposed by the host IDE. The application will run on the host, and any console output generated will be shared. CodeTogether will also detect running servers and allow you to share them. So if you're working together on a web application, for instance, you can share it so everyone can see and interact with it on their local machines. Guests can use the editor's ruler area or dedicated testing views to conveniently launch tests. The tests run on the host, and the results are immediately shared with everyone in the session. Application code and tests can be written and run simultaneously, so everyone can participate in red-green refactor test-driven development. There are times when you need to go beyond sharing code. Join audio or video alongside your session with the flick of a switch. No external communication solution required. You can also share your screen to cover situations where you need others to see a graphical view, editor, or application. If you'd rather not speak, you can use the text chat, create polls, and even send emojis. With end-to-end encryption, CodeTogether sessions are highly secure. If you need access behind your firewall and your intranet, use our on-premises distribution. You can deploy multiple edge servers for load balancing or to improve efficiency with geographically distributed teams. Use our SSO integration to ensure only authorized users have access to CodeTogether. We support providers like Okta and Azure AD, any provider that supports the OpenID Connect protocol. Monitor your installation using the on-premises dashboard, and with our StatsD support, you can also use advanced monitoring platforms like Graphite or Prometheus. CodeTogether supports advanced development and testing across multiple IDEs, audio, video, and screen sharing, and a whole host of enterprise-grade features. It's easy to install and free to try, even on premises. We hope you enjoyed this introduction to CodeTogether. If you have any questions, do leave a comment below. Happy coding!